When you think of writer's block, what do you picture? Because I picture Nicolas Cage in adaptation staring at a blank screen, just sweating. And look, I've been in that position, and I'm sure that if you click this video, you have been too. But I think that as writers, we don't understand what writer's block is, because I think it's just a lack of preparation. For those of you that are new on the channel, my name is Alexei Kurvich, and I'm a writer, director, actor, photographer out of Austin, Texas, and I've been working in the film industry for the past 10 years. And on this channel, I share clear, practical tips and lessons for filmmakers that want to have sustainable careers. So if that's something that you're into, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. So I wrote my first feature screenplay about 10 years ago in Chicago when I was working in the movie theater, and I would just go on my breaks and write for an hour. I also gave myself this rule that I needed to write 3 scenes per session. It was good in the beginning. It really forced myself to show up. But after a while, what happened was it began to kill my creativity. I was dreading going to that break room and I didn't want to write. So I decided to switch my approach. Instead of forcing myself to write 3 scenes a session, I decided to write anything, good or bad. So during that hour, I had no expectations. I just needed to write. I needed to put something down. And that kind of freed up my creativity, and that was really good. But I still had days when I just stared at a blank screen. I eventually finished the screenplay, but it wasn't really good and it took a long time. From that script, I learned that simply forcing yourself to write is just going to lead to frustration and more writer's block. You really need to prepare. So I was looking for that next thing in my process. The second feature script I wrote years later during COVID, and that happened unexpectedly. And I'm sure that a lot of people wrote scripts during COVID. So I started to read this book by Julia Cameron called The Artist's Way, which is a great book. It changed my life. But after reading that book, I started journaling, and I started to do these free association journals in the morning, and out of nowhere, just this character started to appearing in my journals, and that character started to grow and take more shape. I didn't know it at the time, but I just discovered a new tool, which is stream of consciousness writing. And it's amazing. It really opens up your creativity channels where you have no expectations. You just write from your stream of consciousness and put it on the page. It just flows. After about a month, I had so much in this character that I couldn't wait to start writing. And when I began writing, I started to average about 5-7 pages a session, which was insane to me at the time. I finished the script in 3 months, and I started to give it to people to read. And after they read it, they told me that they loved the flow, they loved the dialogue, they loved the characters, but there was no clear structure. And I had to do 21 revisions on that script just to make it work. From that script, I learned that stream of consciousness writing is an amazing tool for creativity, but it doesn't matter if your script doesn't make sense and there's no clear structure to it. I wrote my third feature screenplay 2 years ago, and that time I really wanted to focus on structure. So before I spent any time writing, I developed characters. I thought of locations, I thought of character arcs, I thought of themes, I thought of tone. I built a visual timeline of the whole story, character relationships, and character arcs, so I got really clear on structure. Writing became easy and clear because preparation provided direction, and it became my best script to date. It had really good structure, it had stakes, it had great dialogue, it had great characters. The only problem was that it took me 8 months. And I knew that if I wanted to have a sustainable career and continue writing these scripts, I had to shorten that time. From that script, I learned that the development stage is crucial. But if I wanted more efficiency, it required deeper methods. I wrote my most recent feature screenplay 3 months ago. And for that one, I wanted to get it done in 6 months. I didn't want it to take forever. So for this script, I still did about a month and a half of development. I still thought of characters and themes and tone and where I wanted the story to go. I still did the visual timeline of the whole script. But this time, I decided to try outlining. And for this method, I kind of combined stream of consciousness writing, but I made it more structured. So I came up with 2 outlines, a basic outline and a detailed outline. So how the basic outline worked is essentially I would write 1 or 2 paragraphs per scene. It was a stream of consciousness writing where I got to experiment with ideas and characters and setting and environment and world building. But I got to contain it and I got to keep it in the structure of the whole screenplay. So when I was writing that outline, I never revised, because the point was just to finish it and to get your ideas down. Now, when I started to do the detail outline, I expanded on ideas and I changed them. In the detail outline, all of the details I ironed out. Everything became clear, and that became the basis of writing the script. Essentially, the detailed outline is about 80% of what your script is going to look like. After I got done with the detailed outline, I knew exactly who the characters are. I knew the environment, I knew the world, I knew the character arcs, I knew the relationships, and I knew how the story was going to end. So I had done about 85% of the work, and all that was left was just to write it. While writing these 4 scripts, I realized that writer's block is not an inability. It's a symptom of insufficient preparation. If you're stuck, it means you haven't developed your ideas enough. It means that you haven't thought about characters and themes and arcs and structure. It means that you haven't built systems that streamline your process. And if you want to have a sustainable career, you have to have systems. I hope this video helped you and gave you some ideas on how to battle writer's block. And if it did, leave a comment. And also let me know, what is your writing process? And do you think that writer's block is real? And if you want to learn about my exact process, sign up for my writer's workshop that's happening in August. The link to the waitlist is down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.